Glenn from Tickets Industries. Welcome to another episode of the Tickets Tune Up. Today it's going to be putting XR6 seats out of a Falcon into a 76 series cruiser, the Tickets truck. These are a little bit different to anything I've managed to find videos of online. The biggest thing being that the rails on a 76 series, I think it's 76 series dual cab and maybe a troopy, the rails actually sit about 50 mil out of level to each other. So your standard sort of conversion kits, which will look a little bit like these flat rails, that will put them into a single cab cruiser or patrol or a couple of other 4Bs as well. They do not work on 76 series or dual cabs. So what you have to do, or what I've done, is gotten on to the boys at Hurricane Fabrications. They've sent me across a kit for the 76 series specific to it, and it has extra packers in it that just bring the door side, make it 50 mil taller. So with that, it makes it a lot easier to get in. You're not doing any sort of packing or putting spaces in or anything like that. It's all still legit, it's all legal, it's all engineered and tested. Yeah, jump over to the boys at Hurricane Fab and chase up the kits. I believe it was about 220 bucks plus delivery, or including, I'm not sure. My lovely wife bought it for me, well, partly for her because she's sick of the cruiser seats. So with this, I'll be able to chuck him in, and yeah, hopefully we'll be riding in a bit of comfort from now on. So let's rip in and show you how it's done. Step one, of course. Step two, of course, is remove the seats from the cruiser. Pretty much, there's 4 bolts underneath. It's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think we need to go into it in much detail. Yeah, undo the 4 bolts. Be careful as you drag it out. Sometimes it'll drag up against your doors and stuff like that, but it should come out relatively easy. You want to remove the seats and then remove the rails from the seats so you can put them on your new seats. Once you've got all the bolts off, it should come away pretty easily. You'll have one little plug down the side if it's a powered seat. That needs to come undone. And then you'll probably have a couple of almost like zip ties holding the wiring to the chair just to stop it drooping down. Other than that, the track should just lift off. Unfortunately, I don't have time or the brains to work out how to utilize any of this, so this is getting tossed. Next up, what you want to do is find a hammer, preferably like a plastic, like those Nolithane almost, mallets or something like that, or just a regular hammer. And this section along the back of the seat here between the 2 screws, you want to try and flatten that out as best you can. It's not crucial, like it won't stop the bracket from working, but what it does is the bracket will actually bend down as you tighten it up, which is going to either bend these screws or keep the bracket bent so that nothing fixes down to it properly. So flatten it out as best you can. Alright, so the bracket's going on. Pointy ends go to your door. So obviously flipped for passenger side to driver side, but pointy end of the bracket always faces your door. So keep that in mind. Brackets on first, and they will, the little lumps in them face each other, so face towards the center of the chair. One across the back, one across the front. It's pretty flat, so it's not too bad. Force nuts back on. I recommend you could push it all to one side and tighten it, and then you'll know everything should be straight. I actually just recommend myself just putting everything on lightly or just slightly backed off from full finger tight to start with until you've got it in the car. Once it's in the car, just due to the flexibility of once you have this packer on top of your rail, there's a fair bit of movement there, so you really want to get it feeling in a comfortable position in the car before you tighten everything up. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass because there's not a lot of room in the car to actually get at everything. You're constantly sliding the seat back and forth to get it off, to tighten all the nuts up, sorry. So yeah, just finger tight on everything, back it off a bit so you can still slide the bracket around. Next up, you want to get the bolts out. The side with the extension on is your door side as well. So long bolts to the door side, short bolts to the center console. You want to chuck them in. Again, another cool reason to leave everything finger tight and not done up, because getting these things in and out is a pain in the butt. Alright, so bolts are in. Next step, these almost like what would you call like a stiffener or something like that, has got to fit in the end of the thing just to stop the RHS from collapsing on itself when you tighten it. They are tight, you want them to be tight, otherwise they'll rattle. So yeah, just get a hammer, tap them in. Once they're in, then you're just slipping that over the top. So it comes through. Same with this side. And then to start with, in the packet, I'm just going to get out 2 of the rectangle packers to start with. As per the instructions, they'll sit on there. Get back here. And that one on there. Then the circle packers, you have one on this side and one on this side. Then you are ready for your rails off your cruiser seat. So, next step. Right, rails on. So, pretty simple. Obviously, your seat adjuster to the front so you can grab it. Adjuster also to the driver's door. You want to make sure you get that in the right spot. And then it's just a matter of making sure your little packer's on. And then grabbing one of the cool little nuts, these nuts. Dry side. Again, on this side, little round washer. Little nylocks. Cool little nylock actually. They don't have the rubber insert like a nylock, but they tighten up like a nylock. Oh, one tip that I almost made a mistake on them. Make sure your angled feet of your bracket, like you'll be able to tell on this side easy enough, but your more 90-degree brackets at the front, your more angled brackets at the back. From removing the seat, you should notice that anyway. Like I was saying earlier, I recommend that give everything a good nip up and then back it off so it can move. Then when you're in the car to do all of the adjustment, you can wriggle the chair around and get it into the position that feels most comfortable, and then you're gonna have to do it all in the car, because as soon as you take it out of the car, it's gonna move and things like that. That is probably the only difficult part I've found from doing this. So yeah, I'm just gonna nip it all up and then we're ready to test fit. Alright, test fit. Yeah, pretty much get it in place where it's supposed to go. Tighten up your support bolts to the floor, just so you know the seat's stable and in place. And then basically sit on it, jiggle it around, see if it feels level. Try to get your car on a level platform as well. On my driveway, it's slightly out of level, so I'm trying to compensate for that a little bit as well. Hopefully it hasn't made too much of a drama, but yeah, chair in.
But I'll overcome, 'cause I
So now the trick is sit in it, see how it feels. First thought, feels amazing in comparison to the original seats, lumbar support. It's pretty good adjustment. So I have a bit of a unique problem that not many other cars have, or particularly the dual cabs or anything like that. Because my car is a Chop 76, there is a rollover bar installed in the middle. So what the problem that's causing me is the XR6 seats are obviously a little bit wider, and also the Falcon seats, they have a manual adjustment for up and down and lumbar support. Where the rollover bar comes down is right pretty much flush on that roller. So I might actually lose some distance backwards, which if you own a cruiser, you know that is they're already terrible for that. I'm about just under 6'2", and the seat does not go back far enough for me. So to limit how much room I can go back again, it could borderline be uncomfortable. Where it's sitting at the moment, it's a little closer than I'd like to be, but it feels pretty good. The seat's a lot deeper, and it's a little more sort of the butt of the seats down a little bit further, so I'm back in the seat more, which is helping. So, but other than that, it feels really good. A little bit of side-to-side support. Basically, to get your adjustment down, all you do is actually sit in it and yeah, just get a feel. Like I was saying, that rollover bar is it's a bit of a problem. I don't know what I'm going to do there yet. It's probably like 3/4 of an inch it's hitting, so it's not like a small amount where I could just maybe skew the chair a little to miss it. It's proper hitting. So but you know, I can push the clutch in easy. My knees aren't on the steering wheel. The seat feels amazing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now we just basically tighten everything. If it feels good, it feels comfortable, it feels great to me. I'm a bit worried that one's going to be high on the driver's side now, but yeah, it feels really good. So just tighten everything where it is. Yeah, that's another episode of TIK3TS Tune Up, installing XR6 seats in the tickets truck. So if you like the video, make sure you give it a like and a thumbs up, share it around, hit the subscribe button if you want to see some more. I should have the Fraser Island edit coming out soon. I've been really slack about that, I'm sorry. I'm about halfway through, so I'll pull my finger out and I'll get that done. But yeah, thanks again. Leave a comment down below if you think there's anything that I could have done to make things a little bit easier, or even if you've got some advice on what I can maybe do about the rollover bar hitting, or let me know how you went with your Hurricane Fab install as well. Until next time, peace.